Welcome into Miami Dolphins today. I'm your host, RC Maxfield, and preseason week 2 for the Dolphins is in the books as they defeated the Atlanta Falcons 37-17, and Tua Tagovailoa is once again the star of the show, going 9 for 9 to start the game, and he did have a drop from Jalen Waddle to end his perfect start, but overall, Tua Tagovailoa looked absolutely dominant out there tonight, going 16 of 23 for 183 yards and 1 touchdown, and this without 3 of his top receivers in DeVante Parker, Will Fuller, as well as Albert Wilson out. But let me know real quick, your one-word reaction to the Dolphins win versus the Falcons today. Again, 37-17, right? This is a dominant showing from the Miami Dolphins in terms of what they did this evening in their home opener of the preseason. Honestly, for me, the one word that I think of, excited and really just overall just really happy to see what the Miami Dolphins did today in the sense that they came out and dominated a team that they were supposed to dominate. Now, again, there will be a lot of critics out there saying that, well, the Atlanta Falcons only played their second and third teamers. Well, that's fine. It's the preseason. It doesn't matter anyway, right? But you want to see guys on your first string dominate those second and third stringers, and that's exactly what Tua Tagovailoa in that first team offense did. Tua on the day went 16 for 23, 183 yards and 1 touchdown. No interceptions. He did have a 69% completion percentage. Down in the comment below, you have to press nice for me. Come on, hit that nice down in the comments below. It was an absolutely dominant day for Tua Tagovailoa and a 69% completion percentage. Hey, it doesn't get any better than that. Type nice down in the comments below. But Tua was absolutely on one from the jump early on. Again, this Atlanta Falcons defense is not going to be good. It's not going to be world beaters by any stretch of the imagination. But Tua showed out, as he should, against the second and third stringers, of the Atlanta Falcons, and absolutely dominated in every facet, was going deep down the field as well, and really hitting those intermediate routes, and really spreading the ball all the way around. Now, on that first drive, Myles Gaskin and Jalen Waddle were the story, but overall, Tua Tagovailoa has to be the storyline on the offensive side of the football after preseason week 2. But go back to school for me. Grade Tua's game versus Atlanta. A, B, C, D, or F. For me, I'm going to go with the B+. I think that there were some throws that, well, Tua just missed. The one that really comes to mind right now is the one to Jalen Waddle to potentially go 10 for 10 to start the game. He just didn't really throw it real well. It was flat, but outside of that and a couple other throws across the middle, he really was awesome tonight. And again, it's hard for me to give out an A when it comes to a quarterback, so B+ is exactly where I'm going. And this is awesome in the sheer fact that he was dominant up in Chicago outside of one throw to Adam Shaheen in the red zone where he unfortunately ended his day in Chicago with a pick. But overall, Tua has lived up to the hype and then some so far in training camp and in the preseason. Because overall, what you want to see from Tua has come out, and he's built upon the hype that everyone has heard about in the preseason as well as the offseason where he was working on his footwork. He was working on going downfield. He was working on a lot of things that you want to see progress from a second-year quarterback, and he was absolutely dominant. Looking at the stats, Matt Collins may have led the way for Tua Tagovailoa tonight in terms of receiving, but that's just because he was spreading the ball out really, really well. Myles Gaskin was catching a lot of footballs out of the backfield. You also saw Jalen Waddle, Jakeem Grant, others as well, were really just spreading the wealth in terms of the wide receiver core that, as I mentioned, has been depleted when it comes to the Miami Dolphins this season and really in the preseason and training camp and the offseason all along. But you have to love what Tua has done so far in the preseason and training camp. Have to thank today's sponsor today, BETUS. They have the best deposit bonus in the game right now, 125% back. Nobody's doing this. I don't care. You don't need to go look on the internet anywhere else. This is the best deposit bonus back in the game right now. But you have to go to chatsports.com, and you have to use the promo code Dolphins125. Now, what does this mean? You go over, you deposit $100 on the site. They're going to give you $125 to play with on the site, and you'll have $225 to play with all season long. I used it last year. I'm still using it this season off of the money I won and then some on BETUS. So go over to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code Dolphins125, especially if you're a Dolphins fan. If you're listening to us, we all know you are. Another big storyline in today's game against the Falcons was running back Myles Gaskin, as Myles Gaskin was one of those guys that you heard a lot about in camp in terms of, is he going to be the running back one? There was a lot of buzz around Malcolm Brown, and Brian Flores came out this week and even said, hey, we're going to use a running back by committee. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case. Myles Gaskin absolutely dominated against the Falcons today, having 10 carries for 43 yards, and was also a critical part of the receiving game, having 2 total touchdowns. He was absolutely lights out, and a big reason for his success was left tackle Austin Jackson. We've been hypercritical on this channel of Austin Jackson in terms of what he's done, and last season he just wasn't good as a rookie, and he wasn't good in week 1 of the preseason against the Chicago Bears. Well, that changed against the Atlanta Falcons tonight. I thought that other than one play, I thought Austin Jackson was really, really good at setting the edge of that left side of the offensive line in the face of Tua Tagovailoa. And that was a welcome sight, especially with the offensive line and its struggles that it's had so far this preseason, really dating back to last season as well. Austin Jackson had a good night against the Falcons. The other guy that stood out to me, Jalen Waddle. He finally got his first professional catch, and there was a little bit of a scare there early on where he got tripped up after Myles Gaskin ran into the red zone in terms of his foot looked like it got stuck in the ground, and one of the Falcons defenders kind of swept his leg, and his leg got stuck in the ground, was hobbling off the field, but did come back, thankfully, into the game if you're a Dolphins fan, and I thought he looked good. He's getting close to 100% if he's not there already. That is a welcome sight for a receiving group that has depleted by injury so far in camp as well as preseason. But who you got? Who will be the best Dolphins wide receiver this year? I've been adamant about this from day one. I think it will be Jalen Waddle, and mostly because I think him and Tua have that Bama connection, and I think it is absolutely legit. But let me know who you think will be the best Dolphins wide receiver this season down in the comments section below. If you're a Miami Dolphins fan, I don't know why you haven't already, but you have to subscribe to this channel. It is your one-stop shop for everything Miami's Dolphins news and rumors, and it's absolutely free, right? The more subscribers we get, the more videos we'll get out. The bosses have told me, hey, the closer we get to the 20,000 subscriber marks, hey, maybe we'll even get to do some live games here on the channel. So help us out. Get as many subscribers as possible, and all you have to do is hit that big red button to know a little bit more than your friends when it comes to the Miami Dolphins. The star of the game for the Miami Dolphins today was by far linebacker Sam Eguavoen, who had 10 tackles, 4 of them for loss, and 4 sacks coming off of the PUP list earlier in the week. Didn't know how much he would play. Well, he played a lot and made an impact early and often. The linebacker that was up in Canada really made an impact on that defense, and Eric Rowe, when Sam Eguavoen wasn't making plays, was helping in the secondary, as he did have 1 tackle and 1 pass breakup, but Eric Rowe just seemed like he was everywhere, right? It seemed like he maybe wasn't making the tackle, but he was always around the ball, and that's something you want in a guy back there at the safety position who could be starting next to a rookie in Holland who did not play tonight, but you love what Eric Rowe brings to the table and just being around the ball at all times. Another guy that seemed to always be in the backfield tonight was Andrew Van Ginkel. He had 1 tackle, and it was for a loss, but overall, it just seemed like they were always in the backfield, whether that was him or anyone else on the defensive line, but him in particular in the sense of kind of like Eric Rowe. He wasn't showing up in the stat sheet, but he was always near the ball, and that is something we have seen early and often in the preseason when it comes to Andrew Van Ginkel. Looking ahead, though, the Dolphins wrap up their preseason slate against the Bengals. The Fins head up to Cincinnati to play Joe Burrow. Well, maybe not Joe Burrow, but the fighting Joe Burrows and the Cincinnati Bengals up in the Queen City. So who you got? Type MIA for Dolphins, type SIN for Cincinnati. I better see 100% MIAs down in the comment section below, as that game is next Sunday. And be sure to subscribe to Miami Dolphins today as well. Again, this is your one-stop shop for everything Miami Dolphins news and rumors, and we have it absolutely free. We're giving you videos daily. No other channel on YouTube is doing that for you, Fins fans.